During the process of archival arrangement, there are a number of steps that are taken to help improve the preservation and accessibility of the collection. While some review and processing is done on all collections, much of this work is performed on individual files and items, and is oftentimes reserved for high-value items or collections with heavy use or fragile materials. The first step in physical processing is to assess the condition of materials in the collection. For basic processing, this review should be done by sampling various files and should be looking for generalized problems. In some cases, newly accessioned material may have physical problems that can endanger other materials in the repository or might otherwise pose health problems to the archive staff. Materials that are damp or are infested with mold or pests should be quarantined during this process and will require additional preservation actions. Curators should be consulted for guidance on whether these materials can be removed from the collection or if remedial work should be undertaken. While materials undergoing basic processing will generally not be rehoused, condition problems identified during assessment should be addressed where possible. This might include the replacement of damaged folders or flattening bent files. All materials should be stored flat, without requiring folding. Folded, oversized items should be flattened and stored in large format folders and may be separated for storage. During the basic assessment, processors should also identify classes of material that will likely merit more intensive preservation work. Media types should also be identified, such as sound or moving image recordings, computer storage media, or photographs. These materials may require additional preservation, a different storage environment, or more detailed description. Processors should consult with their curators and with specialists in the department before working on these materials. Other general types of material addressed during physical processing are publications and artifacts. Books, periodicals, printed reports, and similar publications found in personal papers or archival records may be transferred to the print collections after consultation with the appropriate book curator. Items removed from the collection should be documented and recorded as part of the description of the collection. Such cases might include publications embedded in the papers of their author, which enable an easy comparison between research notes and early drafts. These items may be cataloged separately from the collection at the request of manuscript curators. As with publications, only artifacts and works of art that are integral to the understanding of the manuscript collection will be kept. These items are generally small enough to store with the collection and have exhibit value, such as banners, political buttons, diplomas, plaques, framed photographs and paintings, wallets and pocketbooks, and odd bits of clothing. Processors should consult with their curator in recommending that artifacts be retained. For materials receiving value-added processing, assessment activities are done at the file or item level. Processors should again be looking for items that might be damaging to the collection, such as highly acidic newsprint. The condition of the material should also be reviewed to identify fragile, worn documents in need of stabilization or reformatting. Value-added processing typically includes refoldering files into acid-free folders and their transfer into acid-free boxes. During refoldering, some preservation issues may be addressed, including photocopying and removal of news clippings, or the removal and replacement of fasteners such as paper clips, staples, pins, or rubber bands. During item-level physical processing, duplicate or redundant items may also be removed from the collection. Fragile materials identified in an item-level assessment may be enclosed or otherwise stabilized to protect the original item. Surrogates will also be created, which may include transcripts, photocopies, photographs, microfilm, or digital scans for patron use. By making surrogates, we are able to limit the use of their originals, extending their lifespan. Through physical processing, we are able to better preserve and make accessible archival materials.